If the thought of throwing out brisket trimmings makes you sad, this video will turn that frown upside down. I'll show you how to turn a pile of fat into liquid keto gold. If you've ever watched me trim a brisket, you'll notice two things. Number one, I should get a cutting board with feet so it doesn't dance around. And number two, I could use a lot more practice trimming a brisket. Either way, I cleaned up two giant briskets, and this is the big bowl I had left over. I cut up the fat into smaller chunks to speed up the rendering process and toss them in a crock pot to safely render. I put it on high and added about a half a cup of water to help conduct the heat before topping it with a lid and letting it run for a couple of hours. It's a good idea to mix it up every once in a while since the outsides are going to render faster than the center. Just be careful though, you don't want to splatter any of that fat all over the kitchen. After 8 hours or so, you'll end up with some crispy rendered fat. I like to scoop up the big pieces into the colander so it doesn't splash out and make a mess when I pour it. Then carefully pour it into the colander and let it drain. You're going to want to discard any of the solid pieces that are left. I use a canning funnel and a paper towel, but a coffee filter would work pretty well too. Pour all of the rendered fat through the filter to remove any of the remaining solids. This is a pretty slow process and you're going to need to do it in batches. But just like that, you invented a Brita-style filter for your fat. Each brisket should give you about a couple of cups of rendered fat, which equates to an astounding 4,000 calories. So put a lid on it and put it in the fridge to cool. Another option is to use ice cube trays to harden it into equal amounts, which makes it really easy to grab when it comes time to cook. Once they harden, put them in a freezer bag, or you could just scoop some from the mason jar. Use the brisket tallow in recipes that require fat. We use it as a pork-free alternative for tortillas, a flavor enhancer in stir-fry, or some cheap steaks. Just avoid using it in recipes where beef flavor might be off-putting, like a pie.